Let's be honest, if you played the Batman Arkham games, Edward Nygma has personally stolen hours of your life. Hours crawling through vents, hours interrogating terrified thugs, hours staring at glowing green question marks wondering, how on God's green earth did he put that there? And every single time, without fail, he pops into your ear like a smug podcast host no one subscribed to saying, "Congrats, Batman." No! And yet, despite being annoying, pretentious, narcissistic, egomaniacal, and fundamentally exhausting, the Arkham Riddler works. And he works because of all of that. Let's get something straight. People hate Arkham Riddler because he never shuts up, he thinks he's superior to Batman, he is demonstrably not, and he locks closure behind a city-wide scavenger hunt. He's smug, he's sanctimonious, he's the equivalent of saying, "actually" out loud. And the worst part? Batman beats him every single time. And Riddler's response is always the same. Yes, but this doesn't really count.
I'm back, baby.
At one point, Batman stops dancing around it and just says the quiet part out loud. He describes Riddler as having...
Another one? What's Eddie's problem?
Fanatic narcissism, egocentrism, and megalomania, crossed with severe obsessive compulsion.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
That's not an insult, that's a diagnosis. Batman isn't mocking him, he isn't angry, he's explaining why Edward Nygma is like this. And once you hear it, everything about the Riddler suddenly makes sense. Here's the crucial distinction. Riddler doesn't just believe he's Batman's intellectual superior, he believes he is Batman's superior. Full stop. Not smarter sometimes, not clever on a good day, superior. And that belief is so foundational to his identity that reality itself becomes optional. The evidence doesn't matter, the history doesn't matter, the fact that Batman has outfought him for years doesn't matter. Because accepting the truth would mean accepting that he's wrong. And Riddler cannot survive that. Riddler's obsession with Batman isn't rivalry, it's fixation. He's not trying to defeat Batman and move on, he's trying to prove something to him. Time and time again, riddle after riddle, trap after trap. At some point it stops being about winning. It becomes almost desperate. Like a lovesick puppy trying to prove it deserves attention from the world's greatest detective. Batman never reciprocates, Batman never acknowledges him, Batman just keeps winning. And that rejection only makes the obsession worse.
Shut the fuck up. Know your fucking place, trash.
And then the final insult arrives. Batman's identity is revealed to the entire planet. Everyone sees it, everyone accepts it. Bruce Wayne is Batman. Everyone. Except the Riddler.
You may have everyone in here fooled with your little Bruce Wayne charade. But not me, Batman. You'll never fool me.
Riddler flat out refuses to believe it, not because the evidence is unclear, not because the logic doesn't track, but because his ego cannot survive the idea that he was repeatedly defeated by a billionaire playboy. If Batman is Bruce Wayne, then Riddler wasn't losing to a symbol, he was losing to a man, and that reality is unacceptable, so he rejects it, denies it, pretends it's impossible, because the truth would collapse the fantasy he built his entire identity around. He has enough cognitive dissonance to fill the Pacific Ocean 10 times over, which is quite impressive, but not very intelligent to say the least. This is where Arkham Riddler becomes genuinely brilliant, because he doesn't just challenge Batman, he challenges you, which means you end up thinking exactly like him, and that's the ingenious part. Once you commit to collecting Riddler's trophies, the game quietly rewires how you move through Gotham. You're no longer gliding naturally across the sky, you're backtracking, constantly, double backing through alleys, re-entering buildings you already cleared, stopping mid-mission because you remember a question mark you couldn't reach 3 hours ago. Your brain shifts into the same obsessive loop as the Riddler's. You start asking his questions. How did he get that trophy there? Why is it locked behind that puzzle? What am I missing? At some point you're not even angry anymore, you're impressed. And that's terrifying, because this isn't just annoying gameplay, it's storytelling through mechanics. You don't understand the Riddler by listening to his monologues, you understand him by going through his trials and tribulations, by revisiting the same streets, by obsessing over things you should have already moved past, by refusing to let anything remain untouched. You're not just solving his puzzles, you're living inside his mindset, the compulsion, the fixation, the inability to let go. The Arkham games don't tell you what the Riddler's obsession. They make you. Riddler is never Batman's intellectual superior. The games make that very clear. But that's not the point. His defining trait isn't intelligence. It's refusal. Refusal to accept defeat. refusal to adapt, refusal to stop. He doesn't lose and learn, he loses and doubles down. The Arkham Riddler isn't charming because he's likable, he's charming because he's honest. He's petty, he's insecure, he's obsessive, and he's incapable of letting go. He doesn't want to beat Batman, he wants Batman and you to admit he matters. And because you finished his game, in his own deeply broken way, he got exactly what he wanted. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still hate him. But I get him. This is Zach, not Zach, signing off. Please remember to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.